Something I want to push back on, because I think it's costing businesses more than they realize, is the habit of looking at your team as a cost center. I understand why it happens. Payroll is the biggest line on the P&L. When margins get tight, it's the most visible lever. And yes, sometimes team structure generally needs to change. Here's what doesn't show up on that spreadsheet: the institutional knowledge your people carry, client relationships that exist with a specific person. The fact that someone on your team knows exactly how something works, and if they left tomorrow, you'd spend 6 months and a significant amount of money trying to rebuild what walked out the door with them. And that's not a cost, that's an asset. And assets have a replacement value that's almost always higher than what you're paying to keep them. Before you change anything about your team structure right now, I'd ask you to do one thing: get clear on what you'd actually be giving up, not just what you'd be saving, because the saving is visible. It shows up on the spreadsheet next week. The cost of losing the wrong person, that shows up 6 months from now in a client relationship that's harder to service, a process that nobody quite remembers, a gap you didn't know you had until you needed to fill it. We've built teams across 2 continents for a decade. The one thing that's true in every market, every industry, every economic cycle: the cost of the wrong restructure almost always exceeds the cost of the problem you were trying to solve. And if you're looking at your team structure right now and want a second opinion before you move, I'm happy to be that sounding board.